Welcome. As women in business, we're so busy being busy. We're juggling life and business, and we're in the hustle. And that's when we lose sight of who we really are. This podcast is here to inspire and empower you to unleash you, the one that's been hiding behind all the roles that you play. Weekly episodes will help you to find fun, energy, and flow in life, and also give you tips and tools so you can have a successful yet simple business. My guests and myself talk all things mindset, spirituality, relationships, and of course business. Live the life that you've been dreaming of. Now, let's get to the good part. Welcome to this week's episode of the Sharon Cliffe Podcast. Now, this podcast episode was actually recorded last week, and I just wasn't feeling that. And I didn't not put the podcast out because I was worried about what people would think. I didn't put it out because I just didn't get into it. I just wasn't feeling it. So I held it back. And rather than put something out there that I wasn't happy with, I decided to pull the episode and re-record it. Now, today's episode is called 4 Ways to Be Yourself and Not Give a Shit. Now, I don't normally swear in my podcast, but shit's probably really not swearing anyway. But I really wanted to share this episode. It's probably, well, it is going to have some controversial points to it. But you know what? I'm 48 next week, and I'm at that stage of my life where I have 4 things that I focus on in my life and in my business. And this isn't part of the 4 things to be yourself, but I just wanted to set some context around this is that, you know, as I said, I'm going to be 48 next week. And the 4 things that I look at in my life and my business is 1, does it bring me fun? So if it's not something that's going to bring me fun, well, then am I going to do it? Number 2, is it going to make me happy? So doing that thing, is it going to make me happy? Number 3 is it going to be good for my health or bad for my health? And number 4, is it going to bring wealth, either in my personal life or my business life? And they're the 4 main things, the 4 main areas that I place a lot of value on in life and in business, as I just said. And I started to really think about, you know, where I am in my life. I have really felt that the last 3 years I've just sort of floated along, and I think it's really time now that I really step into truly being myself and really not giving a shit about what people think. And there's 4 things that I want to go through in today's podcast episode, because I know that I'm not the only one that thinks about this, and I'm not the only one that really wants to discuss these topics. And the first one on ways about actually being yourself and not giving a shit. The first thing I want to talk about is be yourself. You know, when it comes to social media, there is so much pressure out there, and, you know, the perfect Instagram life. There is no perfect Instagram life. And you know what? If someone's life is actually an Instagram life, who would want that anyway? I wouldn't want it. And what I really wanted to bring home is that be yourself. So show up on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok as you. And the most controversial part of this whole point for number 1 is don't use filters. I see so many people out there using filters, and you know what? I used to use them too. I probably haven't used them for a month, 6 weeks or so, easy. And because one day I just thought, you know what? I'm using these filters and I'm so focused on which filter I'm using, I'm actually not focusing on the message that I've got. I'm not focusing on the value that I'm offering to my community. I'm so busy focusing on what filter I'm going to use. And I heard someone, Tina Tower, post on her socials about she stopped using filters because she didn't want to turn up in real life and meet someone and then go, oh, you look so different in real life. Because using filters on social media is not truly who you are. It's not your authentic self. And I didn't want to go somewhere and have someone not recognize me because I didn't look how I did on Instagram and Facebook in real life. And, you know, to be myself truly, I wear makeup every day. I have since I was 14. I don't put it on just to come on and do a story or to do a Facebook post or Instagram post. That is me in real life. I get up and that's one of the first things I do is I put makeup on, or at least foundation or BB cream. I'm not changing myself for social media. So the real point to hit home is don't use filters because you feel you have to. If that's who you are and that makes you comfortable and that makes you be yourself, and if you feel that you need to use a filter to show up, well, then that's up to you. If that is truly you being yourself, then do that. That's comfortable for you. For me, showing up with filters on is not really me being myself. I don't feel that I'm being my authentic self by putting filters on, so I don't. I don't use professional photographers for my photo shoots anymore. The last couple of years, my daughter's been behind the camera. My last two photo shoots has actually been my camera on a timer, and people have loved the shoots. They've gone, oh, wow, those photos are amazing. Yeah, it's me in real life with my camera, with my phone, with a camera on a timer, because I really want to look like me. I did my makeup myself. I did my hair myself. I didn't lather on, layers of makeup, because in the instances where I used a photographer and professional makeup artist, I hated those branding shoots. It wasn't me. It felt fake. I couldn't relax. You could see it in the photos. This is bringing it back to being yourself. And if you really want to be yourself, then you need to show up as yourself online and in person. And I really wanted to focus on being myself, because I think, is being myself enough? Yes, it is. And you being yourself is also good enough. You are good enough. You are worthy. You can add value. And you sharing your story is going to help someone else. It's going to help them know that by sharing your story, it's possible for them. By you being yourself and sharing your story and sharing your journey and sharing your emotions, you being you can add value and can help someone else. It also helps someone else when you're being you, helps someone else to know that they're not alone. So for me, there's no more holding back. It's me being myself. And if I show up and I talk too fast, well, you know what? That's me. If I show up and my hair's all over the place, it's all frizzy, well, you know what? That's how I am today. That's how my hair is today. If I show up and I have got bags under my eyes or pimples on my face today, well, that's how I look today. That's me being me. No filters. I would love to know if you are on the no filter opinion as well. Let me know. Okay, the other thing about being yourself is if people don't accept you for being you, then are they really worthy of your company? So, if you're in a group of friends and they're not accepting who you are, then maybe you're not in the right circle of friends. Maybe you're in a cage, you're not in a circle of friends. If you're in a workplace where people aren't accepting of you being yourself, don't change for them. Maybe just distance yourself a bit from them. Don't change who you are to make someone else happy. Don't change who you are to fit in. I really want to bring this point across really strong. Be yourself. Because you know what? No one else can be you. All the different things that have brought you to where you are today, regardless of how old you are, all the lessons, all the opportunities, the education, the interactions you've had, every single thing has led you to who you are right now. So why wouldn't you want to be yourself? And when you be yourself, the energy shows through, the authenticity shows through. Everything shines. You light up. Be yourself. Don't be someone else. Everyone else is already taken. That's point number 1. Point number 2, do not care what people think. I say this with, do not care what people think. I do want you to, still maintain, values and all that sort of thing. But I want you to not care about what people think. If you show up and have an opinion that might be controversial, like me saying about no filters or showing up and not giving a shit what people think. If you have a message and you have something that is going to add value to someone or that could help someone, because if you show up today and share something, even though it might be embarrassing, you might think that it's not of value, it could just take 1 or 2 words that you share that could change someone else's day, that could change someone else's week, someone else's life. So by not caring about what people think about what you're saying, what you're doing, you're going to show up and be yourself, and you're going to take that action, you're going to show up. And by not caring about what other people think, you're also focusing on what you're doing, what value you're adding, what story and messages you're sharing, and not what they're doing. Because if you focus on what people think, then are you going to turn up and share that value? Are you going to share that message? Are you going to jump on stories? Are you going to share that post? If you're worried about what people think when you post something, then you're probably less likely to post it, or you're probably likely to water that message down. So don't care about what other people think. If you know that you've got something that can help someone else, or by sharing your story or your message, it helps you, don't care about what people think, share it. Or if you know that there's an action that you're going to take that's going to make you happier, give you more fun, make you healthier, make you wealthier, or someone in your family or in your business, then do it. Don't care about what other people think. If other entrepreneurs thought about what everyone else think, we wouldn't have all the amazing things and the amazing people that we have in this world today. Don't care about what other people think. Do maintain your values and ethics, but you do you. Don't worry if they think that that post is silly. Don't worry if they think that your message is being told 1,000 times, because it might just be the way that you tell it, or some key words that you use, or it might be that they've heard the message 100 times, but when they hear the message from you at this point, it could just be the thing that makes their brain click over and go, you know what? It could be the aha moment that they've needed. So don't care what other people think. Number 3, don't worry about people judging you. So these are sort of linked. If you show up and you got your hair in a messy bun and you got your hoodie on, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about people judging you. You've taken the action to show up. You've got the confidence and courage to get online and show up and share your message, to share your value, to share your journey, your story. You've taken action that probably a lot of people haven't, by getting out and putting yourself out there. So don't worry about people judging you. You know, if you're going to get on someone else's podcast and you're worried that you don't have enough of a story or a message to share, sharing that message and just one person listening to that could change their life or have that aha moment. Don't worry about people judging you about talking too fast or by saying and but. It doesn't matter, because in everyday life, we say we say but, we say and. It doesn't matter, because we're being true and authentic to ourselves. We're showing up. And that's taken more courage than what it would be to not show up. When it comes to people judging you, it doesn't matter. All that matters is who you are, showing up authentically as who you are, and what you think. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. When I jump on social media and do stories, my husband will laugh at me. Oh my God, that's so silly. No, it's not. Because you know how many women I have helped in my community? How many coaching calls where I see women, I see the aha moment, I see the mindset shift. I don't care about someone saying that story is silly, or, oh, you've got to do your social media posts. I don't care, because I know I'm out there making a difference. And that's why I do what I do, because I want to make a difference to other women in their life and in their business. I want to help them make their life simple. I want to help them make their life fun. I want to help them live the life that they dream of now. I don't want them to keep that life in their dreams. I want them to live that life now. That's why I do what I do. That's why I show up and be myself. That's why I don't care what people think. And that's why I don't worry about people judging me. I do what I do because I love it. And I love having that impact. That's my mission, to impact other females around the world, particularly those 40 and up, because we don't have enough support. We hide ourselves because we're not comfortable and confident showing up. And we care about what people think, and we worry about people judging. And I'm here to show you that you don't need to do that. You can be yourself. You can not care what people think, and you can do what you do without worrying about people judging you. And the fourth thing is, and this has been so true over the last few weeks, just seeing so much gossip. And, you're thinking, oh, that person's showing up sharing what their income is, or they're showing up saying about how many clients they've got, or this new car they've bought, or this house, or this holiday, whatever. Or someone's talking about what that person over there is doing. Don't listen to the gossip. Again, it comes back to not worrying about people judging, not worrying about what people think. If you're in circumstances where you see that gossip, don't engage in it. Because I guarantee you, if those people are gossiping when you're around, they're probably going to gossip about you when you're not there. And if you're getting involved in gossip, you're bringing yourself down. You're engaging with people that are bringing other people down. And you don't want that, because we want that high energy. We want that fun. We want things simple. We don't want to be engaging in that. So I really want you to look at what community you've got in your personal life and also in your business, and make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people that are lifting you up, that are lifting other people up, that are supporting people, that are encouraging people, motivating them, that are celebrating success of other people. Because you know what? When you gossip, you bring other people down. You bring yourself down. You get in a bad mindset. And then you start to think, well, if they're gossiping about that, well, can I show up and actually be myself? I'm going to then care what other people think. I'm also going to think, well, you're going to know that they're judging you because you've just engaged in that gossip. But you know what? When you don't engage in gossip, you show up as who you are. You be yourself. You don't care what other people think. You don't worry about other people judging you. So that's a really big one, the gossip. It's back to those schoolyard days. Don't engage in it. Change your circle of friends. Change your circle of business colleagues. Find a group that's going to be supportive. Women supporting women. When we're together, we can be so powerful. So that is my 4 tips around, be yourself. Don't give a shit about what people think about you being you. Don't care what other people think. Don't worry about people judging you, because you know what? If you're doing great, they're going to judge you. If you're doing shit, they're going to judge you. So you may as well go and do you and be successful. And success is different for different people. For me, success is having the flexibility to be able to work from home, to be able to travel when I want, to be able to go and have lunch with someone, to be able to go and watch my kids do something, to go and spend time with my family. Being successful for me is having that freedom, having time, being able to be flexible, having the freedom to have fun, having the freedom to make my business simple, to make my life simple, because there is so much chaos. Being myself, not caring what people think, not worried about them judging me, and staying out of that gossip makes all of my life so much simpler. So that is it for me on today's episode of the Sharon Cliffe Podcast. I would love to know what you think, so you can watch this on YouTube. You can listen to it where all great podcasts are. But to reach out to me, you can grab me on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, or contact me via my website. If you know that someone needs to hear this episode, please share it. And if you loved it, leave a review. Until next time, that's me. Before you press stop, thanks for listening to today's episode. And if you enjoyed this episode, do the 3 S's. Subscribe so you never miss an episode each Thursday. Shout out to your community so they can be inspired and empowered. And share. Share with me your aha moments and your takeaways. By doing this, it helps this podcast to inspire and impact more women globally so they can have a fulfilling life and business. I would love for you to connect with me on Instagram, The Sharon Cliffe. And if you want to know more about me or how you can work with me, head to my website, sharoncliffe.com.au. See you next time.